Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video, and today it's the big one. We are going to be going into the JP livestream and we're going to be talking about all the information and the news that has dropped in that livestream, including confirmation of the Astrea record rerun and the buffs coming along with it. We also have our first look at the anime gacha unit coming out this week and our look at the Telskyura Abyss, which is obviously replacing the Untitled Telskyura in about a week or two's time when the new month starts, right? It's a new game mode coming to the game. I'm very excited about it and I'm ready to get into it and talk about it. And finally, the big one of this live stream, it's even bigger than the Astrea record rerun, to be quite honest, because they showed off a roadmap and the contents coming to the game in the coming months leading into the 6th anniversary, which is amazing. They always do something like this, but we haven't had one in a long time, so people were a little bit worried about the game and whether or not, they were actually going to show one. Is the game dying and stuff like that? But they did actually show one today, so I'm very excited to talk about it and I'm very excited to dissect all the news that has dropped today. So if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi content. This week is going to be insane because we're going to be covering the Astrea record rerun, the new anime gacha unit, all that jazz. So be sure to subscribe. Nearly 70% of you guys are not subscribed, so it would be amazing if you do so. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. And of course, leave a comment down below as well, letting me know what you guys are excited about the most. Are you guys excited about the Astrea record rerun? The Telskyura Abyss looks interesting. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing they talked about in the live stream was about the anime gacha units, right? So they started off with Daphne because last week they didn't have a live stream, right? So they decided to talk a little bit about Daphne, show off her special arts and stuff. Of course, if you want more details about Daphne and what I think about her, you can go check out my Should You Summon video. I might try and put it in the top right, maybe as a card or something, so you can click on the top right and maybe you can see the video there. But otherwise, you can just click on my channel link and go to the video and watch the video, basically. I mean, I don't know what else to say there. You can just go and watch the video about Daphne and see what I think about her. But yeah, you can obviously see what I think about her. But of course, I've been saying for the longest period of time that for anime gacha units, you should always look for assists. And this week, we are getting an assist. They have dropped an Anya that is an assist, which I was kind of surprised by because I was expecting her to be an adventurer more so than anything else, but they decided to drop her as an assist. And initially I thought she would be kind of decent because, track record suggests that anime assists are usually pretty good, and on paper she seems pretty solid, but the more you think about it, the more questions you have. And I'm going to get into it in more detail when we do the Should You Summon in a couple of days time. But obviously she has the normal 14710 step up banner, and on top of that we do have the free 11 draw as well, which is really, really nice. It means that she's one of the easier plus 5-able units. Now let's talk about why I have some concerns about her. So we obviously have her kit, right? And this is her stats page first and foremost, and she's a dexterity based unit. Now initially when I saw this, right, because they started off with this page and then they went into the assist skill, right, I initially thought that, oh, you know what, record buster unit, this has to be a record buster assist. She's going to do something single target based, or she's going to do something where she increases the allies strength or something like that, right? I thought this would be the perfect time to introduce something that's non-time limited, but that's on par with maybe like say STR Felice from the anniversary, or even the single target damage increasing Felice or Kid Felice from the anniversary, right? I thought this would be the perfect time to do that. Turns out she does allies 2 times magic nulls and extends status buffs by 3 turns. She's basically a magic version of the anime Chigusa we got a couple of months ago for the anime gacha. Now, on paper, this is actually not bad, right? You would think that, oh, this is great against magic teams. Magic teams are still roaming the field, right? There are still meta teams for magic units, right? So this would be perfect for that, right? Physical teams can counter those units and stuff like that. But, the more I thought about it, and I'm like, is it really that good though? Because one, first and foremost, dexterity stat. I don't know why they have given this unit a dexterity stat in war games. It should have been agility more so. I mean, the agility rank is S anyways, but like it would have been nicer if it was maybe flipped. If the agility was higher, if the agility was like 600 plus and the dexterity was 450 or 400, I think I would have been absolutely fine with this unit. But also on top of that, the 2 times magic nulls and extend status buffs by 3 turns. Now, if you've seen Chigusa, she comes in from the back line, which is a great thing, right? That's exceptionally useful, especially against physical teams. But the thing is, right, when you go into war games, right, and this is coming from somebody who's been, teetering around the edges of King 1 and Jester 3, I have faced, whenever I do my 10 passes, right, I have faced 5 physical teams, 3 magic teams, and 2 ailment teams. This is usually the average I face, the average opponents I face. So if 7 out of 10 times I'm facing physical / ailment teams, and then the rest of the 3 times I'm facing magic teams, will Anya actually be that useful in war games? You know what I mean? I mean, she'll still be a very good option, but there's a reason why when you look at the top 25 assists, right? You see Artemis, you see Chloe, you see Chigusa, more so than you see, say, Aina or anybody like that, right? It's just that it's much more rare. I think she'll still be a phenomenal option, and I think she'll still be a top 25 assist, in all honesty, a top 25 war game assist. But you have to be careful when you're summoning for these anime gacha units, because 1, they're non-time limited, and 2, you might be wanting to save your Iris for, well, the Astrea record rerun buffs, or even Hero Festa that might come out in a month or two's time, So that's something to be concerned about and something to consider before you go into this banner. I'll talk a bit more about it in detail once we get to the should you summon, but that's my thought process when it comes to this Anya, to be quite honest. Now, let's go back to the live stream page, or I should say the Facebook page, which has all these English slides and stuff. And let's go on to the next thing, because right now I'm a little bit hesitant on this Anya, but I'll talk a bit more about it in an upcoming video. They obviously started talking about the latest info coming to the game, of course, and of course it has to start off with the Astrea record rerun. This is a rerun we've been talking about for so goddamn long, and we finally gotten it. I mean, I've been saying for the last month that, oh, it's got to be coming out next week, it's got to be coming out in 2 weeks time, and it's finally here. I'm so excited to get into it. I'm so excited for you guys to experience the story, because in my personal opinion, this Astrea record story is phenomenal. It's so goddamn good, and it sets up a lot of stuff of what happens in Orario and what goes down in Orario. So it's it's a very good story. I really liked it, and it's something I want you guys to experience for sure as well. So obviously we're getting the whole story as well. It's not like the 5th anniversary rerun we just got where it was only the banners. We're getting the event as well. It's a great tale, so there's going to be a 3-part tale as well. So we're going to have 3 different sections to play through effectively, right? We also have this free Ryu which we can get. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say she's an amazing unit. She hasn't even gotten any buffs either, which is unfortunate. But you can get her to just collect for collection purposes and stuff like that, right? And if you already have her at +5 because you played the game during the 3rd anniversary, you can sell the bonds for free Saros, to be quite honest. It's very easy in that regards. Now, the way they've done this this upcoming event, is that they've split into 3 parts, just like the anniversary, to be released at different points in the upcoming months. This is a 2-month-long event. It starts this Thursday. The first part comes out on the 26th of January. And the event goes up till the 23rd of March. Along the way, they'll release part 2 on the 9th of February and part 3 on the 23rd of February. So if you want to pause the video to see the dates and stuff, to keep an eye out on when, banners are going to drop, when the parts are going to drop, you can pause the video right now to see it. But this is how the event outline is. Now, of course, for part 1, we have 2 banners coming up. The first banner has Astrea, Gareth, and RD. The second banner has Elise, Finn, and Riveria. The one thing to note is that all 6 of these units have gotten buffs. Not a single unit has been missed out. Some have gotten some decent buffs, some have gotten some okay-ish buffs. So we're going to talk about it in just a moment. But yeah, this is how they've split up the banners. They're both double rate banners. So it's not like, again, it's not like the 5th anniversary rerun gacha banner where it's not double rates and it's like 200 Iris for the first multi and stuff like that. This is a normal anniversary style banner, so don't worry about anything of that sort. This is a normal anniversary style banner. 1 4 7 10 double gacha rates. If you're summoning, good luck. So yeah, we have Astrea, we have Elise, we have RD, we have Riveria, we have Gareth, and we have Finn. Finn and Astrea are of course the assists. Elise is a fire physical unit. RD is a water balanced unit. Reveria is a water record buster unit. I would say water magic unit, I should say, for record buster. Gareth is an earth physical unit. So we'll talk about it in just a moment, and we'll talk about them and their adjustments in just a moment. But you also have this paid banner, which you can choose certain 4-star units to draw from the lineup. It's pretty useful for players who are trying to get their units to MLB and stuff. For me personally, I'm probably not gonna summon on either of these banners, to be quite honest, because I've already got this banner completely MLB. Everybody on this banner is max limit broken for me. This banner I have already MLB. Astrea and Gareth are the only ones I don't have MLB, so I might do the first multi and just that alone. But yeah, that's something for me to consider. Of course, if you're a new player, you might want to consider going for these units just because of CP levels, or if they're any good, which we'll get into in just a moment, of course. So this is the schedule as well. So the event, as in the tails, will go from the 26th to the 23rd. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to miss out on anything. Nothing's going to cut short at any given time. It's going to go all the way from the 26th to the 23rd. Everything's going to be open basically at certain points, of course, right? The gacha, on the other hand, is only available for certain periods of time. So the part 1 banners are only available till the 9th of February. Then from the 9th February, the part 2 banners will be available until the 23rd. And then the 23rd to the 9th of March, you have the part 3 banners. And then finally, you have the Danmachi Heroic Tale Astrea Record novel gacha. So all the units that we got recently, right, for the light novel release. So the Astrea, the Ardi, the Elise, the Erebus, the Kaguya, the Lyra, right, that we got recently individually every single month. We're going to be getting those back, and we're also going to be getting a Zard and Althea rerun gacha banner as well, which is really, really cool. So that's something to bear in mind and look forward to as well. Now, let's talk about the buffs, right? This is the login bonus, of course. I forgot that they had a login bonus, but it's an okay login bonus. It's nothing too crazy. A lot of 2-star tickets, 111 draw ticket, and a bunch of Iris. But let's talk about the buffs. This is what you're here for. This is where you want to talk about. Now, they have only shown us the buffs for the part 1 banner. We're going to be probably getting the buffs for the part 2 banner when the part 2 banner drops, and then the part 3 banner when the part 3 banner drops, and so on and so forth. So today we only have the part 1 banner units buffs basically. So let's go over them and let's talk about them. I'm going to go over to here, and here is the translation for the buffs for these units. Now, before I get into it, I want to talk about my prediction that I had. I obviously remember some of it. I don't remember all of it, but I'm going to be making a video on comparing my prediction to the buffs that have happened, for the part 1 units, part 2 units, and part 3 units when all of the buffs are out. So I'm going to be not doing one anytime soon where I just compare the part 1 banner units to the part 1 buffs that actually happened, or the part 1 predictions I had for the part 1 buffs. I'm going to leave that for a future video. So that's something to bear in mind. All right. Let's look at Reveria first and foremost. Now, Reveria was already pretty strong, in all honesty. She was already a really, really strong unit. So, in my personal opinion, any sort of buff would have been amazing for her, in all honesty. I'll be very real and say that. I even said it in my predictions video that, if she's an A rank unit right now, which in my opinion, she is like a low A rank, high B rank unit, with any sort of buffs, she can easily become an S rank unit. And I do believe she's become that, in all honesty. So let's have a look and see what they've changed. So first and foremost, let's look at the stats. The HP is the same, MP is the same, strength is the same, endurance is the same, dexterity has gone up, agility has gone up, and magic has gone up. So they've changed the dexterity, agility, and magic, which is really, really nice. You can see the adjustments made here when you've hero ascended. So the top is only level 80. So this is MLB stats. This is max hero ascension stats and MLB. So that's something to bear in mind. I wish the magic had gone over 2100, not gonna lie, but I think 2075 is just fine, to be quite honest. It is more than just fine. All right, so let's look at the special arts and everything. So the special arts before adjustment, it was a powerful magic water attack on a single enemy. So this was ultra magic water attack or water magic attack, and it increases the power of this move by 70% for each effect that increases your water attribute attack damage. In addition, it also removes the effect of increasing the strength and magic of a single enemy. Now, when I made the video, the predictions video, I said that they should have probably pushed for 100% in my personal opinion, because 100% makes sense for a lot of recent units. You see the Finn and everything, they all have 100% per strength buff skill damage increase basically, right? So they can go up to 200%. Reveria, on the other hand, they've only changed it to 80%, which in my personal opinion is not bad because they also added an ultra critical rate addition as well. I wish they would have probably pushed it to maybe 90% as well. At least that would have been amazing. But I think they realized that Reveria was going to become too powerful otherwise. Because this Reveria is actually insanely good, in all honesty. Trust me when I say this. This Reveria is insane. So, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with an 80% increase as well as ultra critical rate. But it would have been nice if they made that extra adjustment to make her even better. But Reveria so far, really good record buster unit. And good for PvE as well. So her first skill, I don't remember exactly what I thought of changing. I think I only said that they needed to change the additional action because the rest of it was already very strong. So I think I only said to change the additional action, maybe give her an additional effect there. So it's a fast ability for 4 turns, increases your special move gauge fill rate, so special gauge charge, and water damage by 100%. And in addition, give yourself the following additional action 3 times, low water magic attack on a single enemy. So the only change they've done here is that they've changed weak to medium, so low to medium, which is fine. I said that this was going to be the case. I didn't expect this to be a huge adjustment, to be quite honest. I thought they weren't going to change it drastically because it was already so powerful, right? 100% water damage and SA gauge charge. Maybe they could have pushed it to 120%, but that would have been insane in all honesty. That would have been ridiculous. So I think this is fine. Maybe if they had given maybe an extra effect here, maybe, I think that would have been nice. Maybe an extra effect on the additional action would have been nice. But so far, so good, in all honesty. So far, so good. Reveria is definitely becoming a much stronger unit already, just alone with these adjustments, in all honesty. Now, I want to go to Diamond Lance before we tackle Piercing Chill, to be quite honest. So let's look at Diamond Lance first and foremost. So a powerful, non-blockable water attribute magic attack on a single enemy. Increases own magic power and dexterity by 50%. So magic and dexterity go up by 50% for 3 turns. They've now changed it to super, if I'm not mistaken. So this is, I'm pretty sure super. I'm pretty sure this is super. Ultra on guard rate, water attribute magic attack damage. Actually, let me just check the kanji. The kanji will be able to tell us a little bit more. I think it's actually the same. I think it's actually the same. So it's probably just super. It increases own magic and dexterity by 65% for 3 turns. So a 15% increase to the stats boost. I think that's all right as well. I think I was saying 70%. So effectively, they just kind of went a little bit short of that prediction that I had, where instead of 70%, it's only 65%, which is still fine. And I want to see what they do here. So inflicts a very high probability, so ultra critical rate. That is, so this was slow initially. Now it's no longer slow. Okay. And it greatly increases magic power only when the skill is activated. This is raises magic power only. So they've changed it from temp magic boost to temporary great magic boost. Really solid. And then increases own critical rate and penetration rate by 50% for 1 turn. Now, this buff should have been for 2 turns. I think they should have increased it to 2 turns, but it's still fine. I mean, it's you still can get away with it because you're going to be using this on, say, turn 3. And if you have, like, say, for example, Haruhime or any other unit that extends buffs and debuffs, you can immediately use that to extend that by 2 turns already, even though it's only available for 1 turn, right? So yeah, overall, I think they've done a good job with this Reveria. They've increased the passives as well a little bit. So 5% increase to magic, agility, dexterity. We saw that in the stats increase earlier on. So, and damage is increased by 10% when counter incurs. That's good. And 5% more damage on critical hit. Okay, that's not bad, I think. I mean, that's all good. All well and good. I think they've done a good job with this Reveria. This Reveria is probably a very, very, very solid option for Record Buster now. You know, if you pull her and you get her to +5 or +4 or even +3, she can be a very good option for your teams. Honestly, very, very good option for your teams. Let's move on to Gareth. Now, Gareth is one of those units that was pretty crap even when he first dropped, to be quite honest. So I'm not expecting too much in terms of Gareth, but let's see what he does. So Gareth, in terms of stats changes, is primarily down to his STR. His endurance has gone up a little bit, his dexterity has gone up a little bit, and his agility has gone up a little bit. So all 4 stats, excluding magic, have gone up, which is really, really nice. Now, let's look at his... So this is his special arts. All right. Grand Fall. So a very powerful ultra on guard rate, earth physical attack on all enemies, raises power only when the skill is activated, so that's a temporary strength boost, and increases physical and magic res of all allies by 50% for 4 turns. Now, what they've changed here is they've given it temporary great strength boost. So as you guys can see here, this has gone up a little bit, and then this has changed drastically, it seems like. So for 4 turns, reduces the P-res of all enemies by 60%, which is okay. I mean, that's something that a lot of modern units have anyways. And then increases the physical resistance and magic res of all allies by 60%. So that's a 10% increase. I'm okay with it. I don't think this is something you're gonna see much anyways. I think it's good as well for PvE content, I suppose, now. So at least there's that. But yeah, I don't know too much about this one, to be quite honest. I'm not too sure about this unit, in all honesty, because yeah, I'm not sure if this is what they've done to Garrett so far. I'm not sure if he's gonna be any good from here on out, to be quite honest. Realistically speaking, I don't know, honestly. But let's see. Maybe I'm judging too quick. So Axe Howl, quick start for 5 turns, increases the damage of all allies earth attacks by 50%. In addition, give yourself the following additional actions 3 times. 75% chance to grant 1 physical attack immunity to all allies. Now, this was already it was butt cheeks, to be quite honest, because 5 turns, all allies earth attacks by 50% is not that great, and then only a 75% chance to grant the null physical was kind of bad, in all honesty. So let's see what they've changed. So it's fast again. For 5 turns, increase STR and earth attack damage of all allies by 50%. So, okay, a little bit of an improvement there, giving STR now instead, which is nice. In addition, give yourself the following additional action 3 times. Removes the physical resistance reduction effect of all allies. So that's kind of good, actually, especially when you're going against a Fizz Rush team. It's obviously very, very handy, because, of course, you know, Bell, the Hero Festa Bell reduces physical resistance by 40%, so that can come in handy for the stall team, I suppose. And then grants 1 physical attack immunity to all allies. So the null immunity is now guaranteed. So the null physical is guaranteed now instead of 75%, which is not bad. I still don't know if this is any good, in all honesty, especially when you're looking at a team with Nocturnal Elf Ryu and stuff like that. This really doesn't make much of a change, to be quite honest. It's handy, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is like a must-have, like, oh god, this has revolutionized him, you know? So I'm not sure about this unit. This is a little bit iffy so far. His second skill, Earthland Crash, has changed in regards to... Okay, so effectively, this has stayed the same from what I'm seeing here. But for 3 turns now, he reduces the earth res by 40%, which is not bad, and he removes the STR and magic reduction effect of all allies, so increasing your strength back up, basically, and removing any sort of debuffs when it comes to STR and magic debuffs. So that's good. That's actually kind of decent. I think this is a really solid change, but I'm not very impressed by this so far. Alright, and then the third skill basically jumps from 50% to 70%, and that's it, pretty much. Okay, so... in all honesty, Gareth hasn't changed too much. I don't think he's that great an option. In all honesty, you can probably skip him. In all honesty, you can probably skip him. In terms of his passives, looks like it's more or less the same. 5% more P-res and M-res. 15% more damage when penetrating. That's actually not bad. And then the Worm Killer is there. Now, RD Varma. This is a unit that I obviously fear a lot when it comes to what they can do with her, because in all honesty, she's still a top 25 War Games unit. Obviously, her new iteration kind of replaced her in a way, but if they've given her anything that makes her reviable, she'll probably actually take overtake the new one, in all honesty. This old one can actually become better than the new one. So let's see what they've done. So stats wise, they've increased her strength to 1638. Endurance has gone up by 50. Dexterity has gone up by about 100-ish, 90 more so. And then agility has gone up by like 120. Not bad. Wow. Okay. So good additions. I really like the agility boost for sure, though. So overall, good changes to the stats so far. Let's look at the changes to her kit now. So Incarnation, so her special arts is for 4 turns increases dexterity and agility of all allies by 40% and give them 50% HP healing. And then the 1% KO mechanic is basically back again, which is good. But the changes are now increases all allies STR, magic, dexterity, endurance, and agility by 50% for 4 turns. So instead of it just being dexterity and agility, you get strength, magic, and endurance now. The 50% HP healing is still there, and the 1% KO ability is there. So this hasn't changed too much. I don't think this is something you should consider anyways when it comes to RD. You're not really looking at her special arts when it comes to, you know, any sort of content, War Games, PvE, Record Buster, anything of like that sort. You're really not paying attention to this too much, right? So we'll just ignore that. Nice, but nothing to worry about or consider too much, to be honest. All right. Tranquilize, her first ability, it has changed from, let's see, this is the big one. Now the first and second skill are the big ones, so let's see. So the first ability is a fast ability. When HP is 10% or more of the maximum value, gives survival effect to all allies only once. However, it disappears when HP is less than 10%. So basically it's the 10% KO mechanic. And then for 4 turns, increases physical resistance and magic res of all allies by 30% and give 35% HP healing. Now this has changed from this to okay, so they've only increased it by 5%, which is actually what I was expecting anyways. So that's actually also pretty decent anyways, in my personal opinion. It's not too crazy, but it's decent enough to make a difference in my personal opinion, especially once we see what happens in the second one. But I think this is cool. This is very, very cool. So energize, it's not energize, it's energize. I love Google Translate, man, sometimes. Energize has changed from okay, so the reduction of physical and magic res has gone from 30% to 35%, and the debuffs to the enemies when it comes to critical rate, penetration rate stays the same, but we also get a reduction of counter rate for enemies by 40%. So again, I think it's not a major change, but it's an important change. Again, I even made a mention in my prediction video that it doesn't seem like much, and it may not seem like a significant buff, but remember, it's a 5% increase to physical res and magic res, and it's a 5% decrease to physical res and magic res, while also giving HP healing, as well as the KO survival effect and all that jazz. So in all honesty, this is very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if she's overtaking the new RD still, to be quite honest, low-key. I would not be surprised, honestly. I really wouldn't. And then the third skill doesn't change? Wait, does it change? It doesn't seem like it changed. I don't think it's changed at all. Oh, the MP has gone down. Okay. I was like, I can't see any changes. The MP has gone down, basically. So that's fine. Okay. 40% increase to strength, endurance, agility, and dexterity over 25%. So 15% bonus. Damn. That's crazy. Okay, fair enough. A damage reduction when guarding by 5%. That's good. And then recovers 5% HP and MP every turn. Very solid. Very, very solid, honestly. I love this. I love the design for RD so far. Alright, let's look at Elise. Now, Elise, I'm very excited about because she didn't have any additional additional actions when she first came out, right? So I expect that to be added on. I expect her buffs and everything to go up quite a bit, and she is going to be probably the start of the fire physical team coming back, fingers crossed at least. But I'm very excited to go over her. So let's see what what's changed for her. So stats wise, small adjustments to her strength, dexterity, and agility. Nothing to her endurance and magic, so that's okay. Let's look at her skills now. So special arts first and foremost. Everything seems to be the same so far, but her buffs basically to all allies goes from Astrea magic and fire damage by 60% to the same attributes, Astrea magic and fire damage, by 90%. Okay, I think I said 100% when I made my prediction video, so they've cut it down by 10% and they've cut it short by 10%, but that's still very, very solid. In all honesty, that's very solid because you're getting both SR and fire attack damage by that certain amount, which is really solid. I wish it was a little bit more, but it's okay. I think it's fine. She'll still be really good for like PvE contents and stuff because you're giving support to your team basically through this, right? So that's really good. Let's look at her first skill, Inflamement. So fast, powerful, ultra high probability counter, non-fire attribute, physical attack damage on all enemies. So ultra uncounter rate, fire physical attack damage on all enemies, and its fast ability. For 5 turns, increase own strength and fire damage by 60% and reduce fire resistance by 40%. Oh, they've removed the fast ability. Okay, they've removed the fast ability from the first skill, which is interesting because I know a lot of people would run this Elise on the fire physical team with Bet. But I guess they've removed that. So that's going to be interesting for that composition now. For 5 turns, increase own strength, agility, and fire damage by 70%. Ah, so they removed the fast part here to give her 70% agility basically. That's insane. Okay. Reduces fire attribute resistance of all enemies by 40%, and in addition give yourself medium fire physical attack on all enemies. I like this, in all honesty. I feel bad for people running the bet comp because obviously you wanted to run this as a sort of burst composition, but I like this a lot more, in all honesty. I really like this. This is insane. I'm very much looking forward to using her on Thursday, honestly. I'm so looking forward to doing maybe like an Astrea record only set of units and running them in war games and stuff. I'm very excited to do that honestly. All right. Flaming Charge, super powerful, super high chance critical fire fire attribute physical attack on all enemies. Raises STR only when the skill is activated and increases crit rate and penetration rate of all allies by 30% for 3 turns. They've changed that from being non-fast to a fast ability, which is great. Because, of course, if you're removing this, then you want to put the fast here at least, right? Where her main damage is coming from. So this is now fast, ultra high, ultra powerful, ultra crit, fire physical attack on all enemies. And again, the temporary strength boost is still there. Wish it was temporary great strength boost. It would be insane. And then increases the critical rate and penetration of all allies by 40% for 3 turns. She's going to be insane for a turn 2 fire, not turn 2 fire physical, but just a turn 2 physical composition. She's going to be crazy. She's going to be cracked for that composition. A must run, honestly. I genuinely believe she'll be a must run. Her stats also are backing it up now. Obviously, it's not like 2200 or anything of that sort, but this is really strong. Very, very strong abilities. Definitely very much a war games unit and PvE unit for sure though. In terms of the third ability, seems like more or less the same, just an increase in MP and seems like a bit of a boost in terms of the modifier. But let's see what they've changed here. So damage increases by 60% when counter occurs, 15% more damage on critical hits, and a 5% increase to strength, agility, and dexterity. Not bad, not bad at all. All right, let's look at the assist now because this is the big one, right? Now, I was kind of hoping for more from these guys. I've already seen what they do because I got kind of I read some of the translations already from some of the others. But Finn basically goes from having 15% he goes from 10% strength and magic to now 15% strength and magic, while the other buffs stay the same. So 33% special move gate charge and 10% agility, endurance, and dexterity. They kind of did it very, very half-heartedly here. I think they didn't want to make him too powerful because if they'd done like 44% special move gate charge and 15% across the board, he would be an insane option for Record Buster and stuff. He's still a good option for sure, right? If you don't have like say Ollie and stuff, he's a really good option for the SA move gate charge and stuff like that. But I wish this was way better, man. I wish this was way better. Partially because I have him MLB already, but I still wish it was better, honestly. Astrea as well. Man, they kind of did her dirty. I was hoping for more, but I guess she's already so strong, right? Because what they've changed here is basically they've given 20 MP regen basically to all allies. They've not changed nothing else. 30% HP is still there, and the null physical and magic attack ×1 is still there. There's no changes to those. So overall, I think the buffs are pretty solid. My favorite buffs are definitely Elise, Artie, and Riveria for sure. I would say those three are very strong units, right? Elise is definitely going to be on the turn 2 physical comp for war games. Riveria is going to be insane for Record Buster, water magic teams, of course. And then Artie is going to be a phenomenal option for stall teams and stuff. So definitely, I would say if you want to summon for those units, go for those specific units. But yeah, I mean, of course, you have to consider the other units on the banner and whether or not you'll pull the other units or not, because, you know, 2x rates, fake 2x rates and stuff like that. That's also something to consider. And not to mention part 2 and part 3 is going to be coming out as well, you know. So that's also something to consider for sure. So yeah, let's have a look, see what else do we have obviously in store for us. Let me go back to the normal layout, of course, and let's see what else has been in store for us. So we also have the Telskyura Abyss, right? That's going to be coming up. Fight for a high score over 5 rounds of battle. So what is Telskyura Abyss? Now, this is something I'm very interested in because it's completely different to the normal Under Telskyura event. Telskyura Abyss is a battle event hosted by Kali that happens twice a month starting on Thursday. So you start with you select a class, then you select an opponent, you battle them. So it's a normal, actually, war games battle. It's not even a battle between, it's not a PvE content event we thought it was going to be. I initially thought it was going to be a PvE content because if you look at the menus closely enough, right, it says that there's a fire, wind bonus, potentially, certain killers as well. I initially thought it was going to be a PvE content, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like you're going to be battling other players for up to 5 battles in a row, and you're going to be aiming for a high score. So you get a total score for battling 5 players, 5 different players, or at least other players 5 times. Now compete in the rankings with a total score from up to 5 battles. So if you win, you get a score added every time. So total score after losing in round 3. So if you lose one battle, you're done. You stop right there. but if you win all 5 battles, you get a total score. So that's something that's very interesting here. Okay, that's interesting. So you need to do the battles consecutively and consistently. Once you lose battle for that, attempts are over. Rankings are decided from the total score from 5 wins or when you lose. Interesting. So you select a class / difficulty first and foremost. So spend 1 Telskyura Abyss pass to enter. 1 pass is restored every 8 hours. Okay, so it's not like it's only a limited amount of attempts each day like under Telskyura. You get an unlimited amount of passes, but basically every 8 hours it'll regenerate a pass basically. The 5 classes difficulties range from Braver to Hero, so I assume Braver, Battle Princess, King, Jester, and Hero, right? I'm probably going to be in Jester first and foremost. Maybe you have to unlock it each day, maybe, or something like that. So you do, you start off with Braver, then you go on to Battle Princess, then you do King, and then you do Jester, and then you do Hero. So you have to win all 5 battles in that class to get up to the next class, right? So yeah, okay, I mean, it says it at the bottom. I don't know why I just didn't read the bottom text. You can select the next class after winning all 5 battles in the class you entered. Okay. You select opponent's party, choose from 2 opponents. You'll be able to see their party before battling. You'll be able to refresh your opponent up to 3 times per battle. Choose your enemy's party wisely and battle it out. Alright, so now this is very interesting because I saw this a little bit while I was watching the live stream, but I didn't understand too much. But now I'm getting a better understanding of what this is. So first and foremost, you build your party. Telskyura Abyss has special rules that affect building your party. So cooldown and first time bonus. Units must wait 2 battles before battling again once used. So units and memoria used in a battle must wait 2 battles before they can be used again. Cannot be added to party. So this is going to, you know, promote a lot of veteran players more so than anything else. Newer players will probably suffer big time because you will need a lot of units here. You will need effectively 6 times 5. Oh my god, you will need basically 25-ish units 30 units, sorry. You'll need 30 units basically. 30 adventurers, 30 assists to get into this battle. This is going to be very tricky. Using a unit for the first time in a consecutive battle will grant bonus score for that round. So if you use a new unit for the first time, you will get a bonus score as well. Very interesting. So far, the methodology for this event is very interesting. It's going to be interesting once we get into it and we actually try it out. I'll obviously have a video of me doing it for the first time, and I'll probably have another video where it'll be a proper guide and in-depth look on how exactly Telskyura Abyss works. But so far, it's a little bit convoluted, but the idea is it's very similar to like Dokkan's Battlefield or something along those lines, basically, where once you've done 1 battle, you have to wait until you can use those units again in the same attempt, basically. So say you use a unit round 1, you can't use it until round 4, if I'm not mistaken. So you can't use it until round 4, and then units you use in round 2 cannot be used until round 5, and then round 3 units you can't use again basically for the rest of the fight. So that's my understanding basically, and it's the same thing with the memorias as well. So you have to be very tactical with your teams, your compositions, the order you start your fights in. So round 1, what units are you going to take? Are you going to use the best units possible, or are you going to save them up for maybe round 3, potentially the midway point, right? Or are you going to save them for round 2 so that you can use them in round 5 maybe? So things like that you'll have to be very smart about, and you'll have to probably pre-plan a couple of different teams in order to take into the event, right? So that's something to bear in mind. So season bonus. Telskyura Abyss has special rules for units which affect your score. Bonus score will be added for your adventurer's element and killer skill. So they don't give you necessarily an advantage in terms of damage, but they give you a bonus. The bonus element and killer skill will change every time the event begins. Unit attributes are not increased. So certain units will get a certain bonus basically, and so if you don't have those units, you'll get probably a little less score basically when you're doing your attempt. About class bonus, there are 5 class difficulties ranging from Braver to Hero. You'll get more score the higher your classes. So Braver is ×1, Battle Princess is ×1.6, King 2.5, Jester 3.8, and Hero 5.8. Okay. Alright, this is the score table. You guys can see exactly what is the bonuses. The primary high bonuses are remaining HP %, turns taken, highest damage from 1 skill, and first time adventures, assists, memoria. And then you have some lower bonuses as well that add a bit of extra effects. So certain amounts of adventurers, certain number of adventurers, male, female, same element, P attack adventurers, M attack adventurers, same element, stuff like that. So you will get a bit of a bonus depending on what you have. So if you want to pause this video and see all of it here, I think my face is probably recovering a bit of it, but it's pretty much 4 M attack adventures that's being covered on the top right. So that's something to bear in mind. A lot of information here. We're gonna go into much more detail in terms of like what's the best way to go about it, maybe in the future when we do that guide video probably. But yeah, these are the rewards you get. So 200 times Iris rewards based on the final ranking, Hero Light, 10 Iris. I assume you'll get more than 200 Iris depending on which class you're in, maybe. So okay, please be aware that the old Under Telskyura item exchange will close. So if you haven't already spent your items, your exchange items in the Under Telskyura, you may as well do it, because it seems like you're not going to be able to use those items ever again. So be wary on that, and obviously, yeah, make sure you use up your exchange items. Go for it. Tickets, whatever it may be. Because, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's an exchange shop on this menu. So, yeah, makes sense to make sure to exchange your items already right now if possible. So, yeah, Braver and Battle Princess are adjusted for low difficulty. So, my assumption is that Braver and Battle Princess will probably have, like, bots probably. And then from King, Jester, and Hero onwards, you'll probably have, like, actual players and actual opponents, my assumption. You'll be able to change your Telskyura Abyss party all at once. That's kind of cool. So this is much more of an easy access sort of like auto battle system or auto party forming system and stuff like that. So that's something to note. I think it's really cool. I really like this. I definitely like this a little bit more than the current iteration of Under Telskyura, because one, Under Telskyura right now is requiring you to basically play every single day, go into it and make sure you use all 3 passes every single day, which if you're not playing daily can be really annoying for sure. This will allow you to basically log in whenever you want to be able to do it. And I also dig the idea of these bonus effects, you know, trying to maximize your scores and stuff like that. It kind of blends in a little bit of Record Buster as well as, you know, all the scoring events, Familiar Rush, you know, 7 Zone and stuff like that, with war games and, you know, PvP content. So that's I think that's kind of cool for sure. I'm very curious to see how people kind of take to it. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this event. Now we have the roadmap up to summer. Oh man, I'm very excited to go over this. So one thing a lot of people were hoping for from this roadmap is that we would get confirmation that there would be a collaboration. Now, I've obviously done a video on a potential collaboration for Danmachi Memoria Freese, but it looks like, based on this roadmap, we don't have a collab event. Usually whenever they do these roadmaps, they always say like, oh, new collaboration planned, or collaboration planned for this period of time. And this time around, we don't have any of that. So if you look at the event page, we have Astrea record rerun going on right now for the winter season up till March, along with the season 4 anime campaign. In spring, which is April onwards, basically, we will be getting an adaptation of Sword Art Rotoria Volume 10, which I'm very excited about. Volume 10, 11, and 12 for Sword Art Rotoria are amazing. So the fact that we're getting Sword Art Rotoria 10 in the game itself is going to be great. And then before the 6th anniversary in the summer, we're getting another tale. Now, it's very likely that that tale could be a collaboration. It could also be episode Freya being added to the main story. The fact that they say new tale makes me think it's an event story, not a main story. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for sure. We also have events to go with the original novel available. So it's going to be interesting to see what else they drop as well along with that. I assume other like mini tales along the way and stuff like that, right? Maybe some reruns. We obviously have the battle content being added. Telskyura Abyss battle events to go with the anime available. I expect that means another final trial, which I'm not excited about, because the last final trial, you know, that one screwed me over. I could not beat, like, I only beat hard, I think. I couldn't even beat very hard. So I'm not excited for that one, I'm not gonna lie. We also have Master of Familiar Wargames for the top 16 Familiars, which is cool. We have Adventure level 5 being added, which I'm very excited about. So if you go into the guild, right, if you go to the guild in the game itself, where the mission tabs are and stuff like that, you will see on the bottom left, the 3rd tab, it shows you your adventurer level and stuff. Right now we're capped at level 4, but we will see level 5 being added, because the idea is we grow with Bell, basically. Whenever something happens in the anime where something is about to happen, he's gonna get to level 5 or something, and we know he's gonna get to level 5 because of the Juggernaut, right? That's what happens, basically, is that they do it in the game itself as well. So that's cool. Waitress outfits added. performance and feature improvements and balance adjustments with the release of the rerun. So it seems very average. I mean, it's pretty much what we expected. Of course, some of the things are nice to hear. For example, the adventure level 5 thing, Sword of Rotoria 10 and stuff, right? But this seems very basic and seems as expected pretty much. I'm very curious to see if they're gonna throw any curveballs along the way for sure in terms of collaboration or something like that. Because of course, if you watched my 10th anniversary videos, right, where I go over some of the congratulatory messages recently, right, I made a video on that. SAO's author actually congratulated Omori for reaching 10 years. And when you look at the other sort of authors that congratulated Omori, they're all authors that have collaborated with this game, of series that have collaborated with this game. We had Kino's Journey, Data Live, Strike the Blood, and then we had SAO. SAO is the only one that we haven't collaborated with. So if we get a collaboration with SAO, you know, maybe as a surprise, I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, this is what we're going to be getting up to summer for the 6th anniversary. I'm very, very excited to be covering the 6th anniversary for sure during the summer period, basically. But yeah, the schedule is, of course, on the 26th, we have Astrea Record. The Bonus Iris campaign is coming back. Otaral Record Buster this week, which is going to be very fun. Anya is obviously the banner that's dropping on Thursday as well, along with the, Astrea Record banners as well. The login bonus starts on Friday, and then on the 1st, we have a new Memoria, which is a pretty bad Memoria. I wouldn't recommend upgrading this. This is turns 4 to 7, P-Res increases by 10%. That's it. It's not even good for stall teams. Do not upgrade this. It's not worth it. It is honestly one of the worst Memorias I've seen in a while, honestly. I don't know what they're thinking. Also, actually, another thing, they mentioned on the 30th, there's going to be a special video for the Astrea Record released. Now, we don't know exactly what that is. I have absolutely no clue what they're doing on the 30th in regards to that. We're going to have to wait and see, but they did say that there is a special video related to Astrea Record for the game coming out. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to be covering it on the YouTube channel, and I'll probably make a video dedicated to that when it does drop, but I'm very curious to see what it is. On the 2nd, we get a daily 100 Iris special as well. Telskyura Abyss starts as well, which is very cool. War Games is going to happen. It's going to be a pre-round for familiar War Games as well. And then part 2 starts on the 9th of February. And, of course, we have the Heroic Trials for the 2nd OVA banner, the Detox banner. And, of course, I mentioned this in the Heroic Trials video. We're going to be getting it. Here we are. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't recommend any of these 3 units. Just get the assist and hightail it out of there, but I'll still make a video about it. We are getting a Finn Record Buster as well. Finally, it's been so long since we've had a Finn Record Buster, but we're finally getting one on the 9th. I'm very excited to be doing it. You guys have never seen a Finn Record Buster on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel at least. I'm pretty sure you might have seen it on maybe other people's YouTube channels, but this is the first time you're gonna see it on my YouTube channel. But yeah, these are the schedules. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. A lot of information. This is probably like a 40-minute video plus, I think. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It would be truly amazing. And let me know in the comment section down below, what are you guys looking forward to the most? Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the upcoming videos where I cover all the new units and do the Shuryu summons and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.